This is the new put them in a coffin defense in college football 25. Not only is the pressure crazy in this defense, the coverage is even crazier. And you see, we locking down our opponents. He has nowhere to throw that ball. And even if my opponent tries to block his whole team, I still have an answer for y'all boys. You see, he only sent a 2 out on the route, and we get the easy pick. Now, if y'all boys want to win 10 times more games by using this defense, make sure y'all boys leave a like and make sure y'all boys subscribe, and y'all will win y'all next 10 games in college football 25. All right, y'all boys, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. So this is the multiple defensive playbook. Now, the teams that this is in is Air Force, Charlotte, Notre Dame, Temple, Texas A&M, and UMass. So those are the playbooks that this multiple defense is in. Let's go ahead and flip sides real quick. All right, y'all boys, so the formation is 4-3, and y'all see it says under. We are not going to be running under. We're going to be running over solid. Now, what I like to personally do, I don't like no D tackles, and I like to put my fastest D lineman in. So let's go ahead and make these adjustments. Put my linebacker there, and go ahead and put my outside linebacker right there. So basically, you just put your best rushers in this formation. Now, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I do put Gil Howard in. He is a D tackle, but I'm going to go ahead and put my other end out there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take out Taylor and put Larkin in. And that's how I run the defense. I do not make any coaching adjustments unless, you know, I'm planning to get somebody that likes to do certain things, like if they like to do a lot of zigs or something, or if it's in the red zone and I know I have to adjust. But the play we're going to be going over is hammer zero blast. Now this play right here, y'all boys, if you're tired of losing on college football 25 and Madden 25, I'm here to make y'all boys compy. If y'all boys want to win 10 times more in both college football 25 and Madden 25, all you have to do is go to the link in the description and head over to my Patreon. I give out the best free sauce, even my own personal sauce. It's Ebook Coaching, the best defense, offense. I'm giving the best tips and tricks away just so y'all boys could continue to win in both college football and Madden 25. All right, y'all boys, so when y'all come out on the field, this is how the defense will look. Now, I'm not going to lie. Y'all boys know I am a defensive menace. I like to put, I like my DBs to jam, put them hands on them boys. So I personally do like to press. So all you got to do to press is press triangle. Oh, dang, them boys snapped the ball. But you see, we still get the sack, though, and I wasn't even ready. So all you have to do to press is press triangle and down on the left stick, and you see my DBs come down. Now, if y'all boys don't have the best ultimate team, or you don't have the fastest DBs in regs, or even if you play Dynasty, you do not have to press, but personally I do. And it's also good to mix the press in because, you know, some people will see those DBs playing off the ball. So let's see how many yards they play off. They play about, okay, one is playing 5, the other one is playing almost 10 yards, so 8 to 9. So people will take advantage of that and throw out routes. So to go ahead and eliminate, like I said, I like to personally press. Now, another reason why I like to press is just because I feel like, you know, my blitz gets there quicker and it limits their receivers getting open, especially with short routes. So all those short routes will be clamped up. Now, like I said, depending on my opponent, if I don't like the space between the safeties, I will also bring them down. So you see, he's playing more than 10 yards off on this left side. So we can just go ahead and bring him down to 5 and go ahead and bring him down also to 5. Now, I always use the linebacker that's on the side of the running back. So let's go ahead and bring him down. And I like to put him on a blitz. Now, just because he's on a blitz, that do not mean you have to blitz. I just like my user to run down and then I sprint back out. And my final adjustment is I click R1 and then I pass commit by flicking the right stick up. So now when a play is called, let me go ahead and show y'all boys. See, he goes in, then I go back out to go ahead and guard that running back, and you see that boy is running for his life. This is why it's called to put him in the coffin defense, because, hey, you see that boy was on the ground. He was screaming for help. So as you see here, as soon as I press X, you see my linebacker, since he's on a blitz, he runs down a couple steps. So that messes up the whole offensive line. And you see we get that free blitzer just like that. And then after he goes in a little bit. So this is my cue when to leave. Once I see that running back is going on a route, then I release. So as soon as I see him going out on a route, then I run back. Now, if he isn't going on a route, you probably could go in there like a couple more steps, then go back out to guard anything across the middle of the field. So let's go ahead and run it again. So like I said, I like to press, then close that distance between the receivers. Then I like to pass commit, and then I put my user on a blitz. If you don't know how to put your user on a blitz while you're on him, you just click X and then down on the right stick. So them boys hiked the ball, wasn't ready, but you see we still got the sack. So even if you don't have time to come down, you see just because you since you blitz that linebacker, it messes up that center, and you see we got that free blitzer going in there for the easy sack, and nobody's getting open in that amount of time. That's why I like to press. So as you see, let's look at both my DBs. Let's go ahead and look at the first one. Even though I don't like how he's shaded, I will personally fix that in game. Just move him over. You see, he puts hands on him. So those couple seconds he's putting them hands on him, I know we're able to get that pressure to come. Let's go ahead and show this DB over here on the left. You see, hey, he had to do a little move, so that threw off the whole timing of that route, even though, he shaped them and baked them a little bit, but he still had to do that extra move instead of having a free run. And you see, because he did that extra move, we're back there getting the sack. So let's go ahead and do it with them not pressed. Like I said, you don't have to press all the time. It just depends on your opponent, especially if he runs press pro. If you play ultimate team, and you see we get the same amount of pressure still. And you see now we're not pressing, so let's go ahead and look at the DBs. But you like they have more space to work with. If he wanted to, he could put that receiver right here easily on a slant or a drag, and that's open. I'm throwing that all day. That's why I like to press. But another thing you can also do is what I'm about to show y'all boys. Let's go ahead and look. You see he could get open. He has enough time to throw that. So another thing, since I said I don't like the alignment of my DBs, you can also just manually move them in so they could be over top of the receiver. So all you would do is press circle and go over to them, and just bring them down over top. Even if you don't want to press, you could just back them off like 3 to 4 yards off the ball and just have them over top. Same on the other side. Go ahead, bring him down, have him just a little over top of that receiver, just so he won't get any amount of space like to really do his moves or whatever. So you always want your opponent have to work for his route, because if you're giving him that inside leverage, he's going to take that inside leverage with a slant. If you're giving him that outside leverage, he's going to take that outside leverage with a zig or an out route. So let's go ahead and run it again. Pass commit. Go ahead and run it. We get out there, and you see that was perfect right there. That was literally set up perfect. So if you want to call that press, you could call it a press. But let's go ahead and just look at the difference. So you see he's really stacked over top of him, aligned on him now. And you see, just because he's aligned over him, we're getting him hands on him. You see, he had to take a whole different path off his route. And because y'all seen in the last clip, he didn't even run. This is the same play. He didn't even run this route. So you see, we're jamming him off his route, so he has nothing he can do. Now let's go ahead and look at the left side. And I seen he put hands on him too. Yup, look at it. So he still had to do his little outside release, but we are putting hands on them. And you see there's nothing he could do. Now I did just spot something. So if this happens, make the adjustment. So he's playing, about 5 yards, 6 yards back. You see he has that inside. That's what I mean by, giving him leverage. So if I see that, I will make the correction. But of course, since we had that pressure coming for him, he didn't know what to do. So let's say that happens. I'm going to just go ahead and bring him down and inside, make sure he's inside. Now you might say, hey, Mar, he might adjust. Okay, he might adjust, but let's go ahead and just sit him right here. Go ahead and bring the boys down where I said to. Line them up over them, bring him down. And now you see he's playing more inside of DK Metcalf. Let's go hike it, go back out there, and you see perfectly we got them hands on him. And you see every play we're literally getting a sack. We're putting him in that coffin. So you see just from this little adjustment, now he's throwing off his route. Now you might say, Mark, what is your abilities? I do not have no type of chuck and zone abilities on, but you see everybody's getting hands put on them. So you just see he had the easy release, inside release. The last play now, he has nowhere to go. So like I said, it's just throwing off the timing of my opponent. That is the key to most of my blitzes, and that's why I like to press. Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all boys know my saying on offense: if they press, we blitz. Now, you have to be smart. You have to know when to press in the right situation. Usually early on in the game, I will press my opponent just to see, if his receivers are better than mine, if they're faster than mine, if he has press pro on his receivers, and then I will make adjustments off of that. But you see, we're getting an easy blitz every single time. Now, the great thing about this defense, if you know how to make adjustments, you will be, unstoppable for real. So some things I also like to do, so I will press, but since sometimes, the man press would get a little bugged out, I will manually just put my corners on like deep halves. So let me go ahead and do it. I'm gonna press square, and then my left stick up. So you see now he's on a deep zone. And then my safety, I'm gonna go ahead and double tap triangle, click triangle again, and put him in an inside third. So it's gonna turn into more like a cover 3. And then I'm gonna go ahead and double tap triangle again, press circle and flick up. I will run things like this. Sometimes that blitzer on the edge, I might put him on the route, but let's go ahead and run this real quick. But of course, against this offense that I'm running, I wouldn't run it because of the routes on the field. But like I said, if you have a lot of people that's trying to target you downfield, this is an easy, simple way to fix it. And you see, your job is to guard that middle of the field, but we got that sat there just in time. Now, another thing you can also do, if you have to really put that blitzer on a curl flat or anything, you could do that. So say your opponent is targeting you with the flat routes. Let's just go ahead and put everybody in zones again, those same zones that we did. And then I would double tap my right arrow, click square, and then use my left stick to flick it right for the curl flat. And you see he's right there. So you could do that, or, like I said, if it's a zig, of course, this is more for a corner route, but it depends what you have your curl flats on. So now if you just wanted to put them in the hard flat, you could just press triangle and, shade everybody underneath with your right stick, and you see it will put them in the hard flat. But if you wanted to manually do it, you would just double tap the right arrow, click square, and then use your left stick to the left, and you see now he's on that hard flat. And then the same thing, I would come down, blitz my person, pass commit, and now it's more so of a zone. You see he got out of there, but we're good. So you will use this more against, better advanced players when you have to put your players in zones. Sometimes I also like to, make a little cover 2 look, because most people, if you're blitzing, they're going to block 7 and only send 3 on the route. So sometimes I may come out and run stuff like this. It's cover 2 look, have those hard flats, and then those deep zones over the top, because they like to do out routes or zigs or anything like that. So that would just clamp it up. So now we're in more of a zone when we run this defense. And then y'all boys might ask, Mar, what if we're playing against somebody that likes to run the ball? Hey, y'all boys, I got an answer for y'all. All right, so you could just simply shift your D-line to the left. So press the left arrow, then left on the stick. And then, you just sit in the same spot, but I'll sit on the center and then try to shade. And just like that, you stop the run. Now, if y'all boys ain't noticed what I just did, so you see I'm sitting on top of the center. And if you notice he's running, I'm going to get into the line of scrimmage and shed him. So now he's going to obviously try to cut that back in. And guess who's there to get that stop? Also, I'm there just in case he made that free blitzing linebacker miss. Now, y'all boys might say, Mar, what if my opponent likes to run an RPO? Guess what? I got an answer for you. So usually they will run RPO out anything, like trips formations, or where it's, 3 receivers to the side. That's what trips is. So against this, I would just press, just be alert for it. And then I'm going to just go ahead and bring those DBs down like I taught y'all boys. Make sure he's a little bit more outside. And then I'm going to sit right here, blitz, and also pass commit. And you see he follows him out there, and there's nowhere to go. So let me go ahead and run that back real quick. So the reason why I press is because, they were originally playing about 12 yards off. So, he could throw it all day. But now since we brought him down, you see he follows him, and we get the easy stop with the RPO. Now y'all see right here, he got bumped. So that may happen in the game. He gets bumped, he throws it, he breaks for a touchdown. So if that happens, oh, I just backed the boys up. Like I said, I will press them. But now instead of, letting the computer play it, you could just play it yourself. So I would sit here. We got it. It's locked up just like that. So you can also guard the play yourself. Let's go ahead and run it back. So if I already know he's going to throw that RPO, you will know depending on your opponent. I'm already cheating with my left stick, holding it to where he's going to run at so I can meet him there before he gets there. And you see, even though we got bumped, we played through it, and they would not throw that in game. All right, y'all boys, that is it for the put him in a coffin defense. If this video helped y'all, make sure y'all boys leave a like and a comment. Make sure y'all boys subscribe and let me know what y'all boys want to see in the next video. And more got y'all boys.